Yeah, so back when you were flying, back then for Airbus, multi-engine endorsement was required, right?
Yes, back then it was required. Nowadays, it is 15 hours of flight time on multi-engine aircraft is required in order to be eligible for Airbus aircraft type rating.
Correct. Yeah, there were a few students.
Who are doing their
the
multi add-on.
Yeah, the flight school that we went to was horrible, like extremely horrible.
In India.
Yes.
Hyderabad. Okay.
I mean, most of the flight schools weren't up to the mark, and because
In Hyderabad, right?
Yes, because we met students like who watches us on YouTube, and they were like, they saw our stories, Instagram stories, and they were like, can we meet and stuff. So we've met one of the student. Okay, so he has been doing his DGCA ground school for the past 8 to 10 months, and he's still yet to clear the exams.
So because they took his fees and they didn't have one single instructor to teach.
Yeah. So the ground school instructor used to leave after 2 months. They then have to look for a new instructor.
Oh my God.
So that's why it took 8 months for him, and then he signed some contract which says that if you want SPL, he has to pay 6 lakh rupees to the flight school. So he right now is at a point that he cannot start flying because of that contract, and he is not able to clear the DGCA exams because no one is there to teach, and the money is already paid by the student, and the flying is very slow at that flight school. It almost takes like 3 to 4 years. So how it happens is, basically when a student goes to inquire for the CPL training, they'll give like in 12 months or 18 months, whatever the quote is, and then they'll offer him a discount of let's say like 10% if you pay in one installment. So once the student pays the whole amount, then they don't care about the student. If flying is happening, then it's happening, so they take their own sweet time. So no one actually cares because that student already paid the money and the flight school has taken the money. So
that's unfair.
Just a heads up for all of you, if you are going through your pilot training in India or anywhere, matter of the fact, at least in India, no flight school can hold on to your SPL. Okay, they are not legal to hold on to your SPL. Some flight schools might play tactics and say that SPL they have to hold on to unless you pay certain fee or this or that. No, there is nothing like that. Okay, if you haven't flown, if you don't have any dues with the flight school simply cannot hold on to your SPL and your all the documents, that 10th 12th mark sheets and all, those are your property. Okay, legally your property. Nobody can keep possession of it without your consent. So this guy had the SPL with the flight school. Okay, the guy wanted to not join that flight school because they took his 3.5-4 lakh rupees for the ground class. Okay, there was no instructor on the payroll of the flight school to teach those subjects. So that was pretty messed up, and it's not like only one school is like that in Hyderabad. Most of the schools out there are like that. These are the flight schools based at Begum.